We are Zeppelin Express. Welcome to Cuppa TV.
Nous sommes les Zeppelin Express et bienvenue dans Cuppa TV.
I'm Monica Price and I'm here today with Mike Jarvis from the Zeppelin Express band. Mike, what a fantastic collection you have. We're here in France in your home and you have this amazing collection of Led Zeppelin memorabilia really. So how did that all begin?
Well, it just began really because I got into Led Zeppelin.
How old were you when you got into Led Zeppelin?
I was 15.
Wow.
I was at my uncle's house going through his record collection, and I saw Led Zeppelin 2 and I put it on. And then the following week at school, there were a couple of guys in the classroom playing the stuff I'd listened to on the record. So then I kind of talked to them and then bought a guitar off one of them.
And that was it really?
Yeah, basically all started then.
And what was the first thing that you bought?
The first thing I bought, I think, was probably this, which was when I bought my first CD player.
Oh, right.
And
what CD is that?
There was a choice of about 12 CDs in the shop.
Led Zeppelin in through the outdoor.
That was the last studio album they did.
Yeah. Fantastic.
So that was probably the first one, and I've got all the original CD releases before that.
I mean, you've got some amazing memorabilia here. It really is. And you've been collecting for how many years?
Well, since I was 15, I'm 44 this year. So.
Oh, I told your age now. That's okay. I won't tell mine. But what does it mean to you, Led Zeppelin band?
It's hard to say, really. I mean, obviously the music's great, and I remember when I was going through buying the albums and listening to them for the first time, it was always like every time you'd heard the next one, it was always fresh and different. And then it was kind of almost sad when I got to the last one and there was no more to listen to. But then I went to a record fair and discovered a lot of the live bootlegs.
Yes.
And I think I had a couple of £100 with me, and I could only buy about 4 because they're so expensive. So then I saved up £1,000, went and bought another 6 or something.
So very dedicated.
Yeah, I mean, it's just really exciting to have some new Led Zeppelin to listen to, because Led Zeppelin, when they're live, they're completely different, and so they're very spontaneous and improvisational. So it's never the same. It's always.
And when you were collecting, is there one piece that you absolutely couldn't live without? I mean, we've got a massive collection here, but is there one piece in this collection that you just think I can't live without?
It's not strictly Led Zeppelin as such, but it's probably my
amplifier, which is a Marshall amplifier here.
It's from 1968. It's a true original. They're very sought after, especially in the States now. And I picked it up for £500 on the Edgware Road.
Wow.
Now it's probably worth at least £2,000.
Yeah.
Some people might want to pay up to £10,000 for it because it hasn't been modified and it's very collectible. But it's the same amplifier that Jimmy Page used to use most of the time.
Fantastic.
And I had a friend at Marshall, and he sings Jimmy's amps and things. So.
I mean, it is truly incredible. I mean, where do you store it all? That's the thing.
Well, it's
here.
Yeah.
in a very big house that you've got lots of room. And do you catalogue it? Do you know exactly what you've got?
Not really, no. I used to be able to remember everything, but some of the bootlegs I've tried to make a spreadsheet and the dates so I can try and collect the missing shows. But it's just it takes so much time.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, will you continue to do this for the future?
Yeah, possibly. I mean, there's a lot of trading on the internet where people send stuff to each other free. I used to do this thing where somebody sends you a disc, you copy it and send it on. And it's all perfectly legal, because obviously some of the bootlegs, they can't sell them in the shops and things, and they become harder to find. So a lot of the vinyl bootlegs I've got are
I mean, you've got some
rare.
amazing vinyls. I mean, and vinyls are actually making a comeback now. And you see them in the shops now, so they're making a comeback. What do you feel about that? Do you miss the vinyl?
Yeah, well, I've got quite a lot of vinyl, and I bought a new record player recently, and it does sound better.
Yes, that's it. Record player. I love that term, record player. Otherwise, what do you say? Stereo system is actually what people call it now. But I mean, it's just great, really. I mean, and what do you think about the Led Zeppelin now? What they're doing now as a band?
I think it's the O2 show was, the reunion was good. Obviously, unfortunately, I wasn't able to get a ticket, but
it sold out very quickly, didn't it? That O2 Arena. Yeah.
It's good. I mean, and Jimmy Page has obviously been remastering stuff recently and releasing it all. I've got 3 of the first box sets. I haven't been able to get the rest yet, but of course you always get these rumours about them playing again.
Yes, you do.
And I don't think it seems that Robert Plant's not going to go for it, but I think Jimmy would have liked to have done it.
Yes. I mean, When they split up, how did you feel? Because obviously you're a huge fan.
Well, I was 9
yes.
then, so I wasn't listening to them.
Were you devastated? No, you weren't actually there.
No, well, obviously they split up because
yeah.
John Bonham died,
yes, of course,
and
yeah,
you know.
that's
So
right.
when they get back together and play, it's good, but it's not the same without.
No.
John
And
Bonham.
presumably that's what inspired you to start your band, and we're going to meet the rest of the band a bit later on. But that's what inspired you by being such an avid collector of their.
Yeah, well, obviously I've been in bands for
things.
years, and then
Yeah.
I joined a tribute band for Free, the band Free, and so that kind of got me into seeing how the tribute scene was working. And this was back in like 2004, 2003, and then so I thought, well, I'll try and put my own Zeppelin band together, and it actually took me 2 years, and I had it going by 2005.
That's
And that
amazing.
kind of split up in 2010, and this is the new band that's
And
taken
the
another
new
5
one.
years to get together.
Fantastic. Takes a long time there to
Well,
get
it's
together.
because of the musicianship. It's
Yes.
difficult, and you've got to get it
Yeah.
right and everything. So,
And would you say you're a perfectionist?
Yes and no, because the whole thing with Led Zeppelin is it's loose. They used to say tight but loose.
Yeah.
So you've got to be able to get the vibe right more
Yes.
than being technically right.
Yeah.
But and be able to kind of improvise and play around with things and that.
And you've got, as I say, such a massive array here. Is there any one thing that you haven't got that you'd really, really like to add to your collection?
It would be nice to have the rest of the new box sets, but they're
Yes.
about £150 a go. So.
How are they? Yes. Saving up for those.
I would like a replica of Jimmy Page's pink purpley Les Paul.
All right.
That here that's specially painted, so you
Yes.
can't actually buy that. But obviously he's
Oh,
reissued a lot of
fantastic.
his guitars recently, but
Yeah.
he hasn't done that one.
Yeah, and when you're shopping, do you looking for these things? Is it all over the world? Do you go online?
Well, it started off with going to record fairs locally, and then just going in normal shops and getting books and things
Yeah.
here and there. Then of course with eBay there was a lot of finding things, getting stuff posted all around.
Yeah.
But I haven't really been doing much of it recently. I've just been concentrating on other things.
Yeah, because you've been concentrating on the band.
And I just haven't got much more space to store
Yes.
anything else.
Yes.
So.
But then why is it, do you think, that Led Zeppelin's such a huge following? It does. It has a massive following all over the world. Why do you think that is?
I think it's just because they weren't necessarily the first at doing what they did, because like Free had been
Yes.
playing a bit of heavy rock before them, but I think they did it in a way. Jimmy Page knew how to put the formula together.
Yeah.
He'd obviously been following Jeff Beck around with his group in the States, seeing how it was working, and I think he just knew how to. He produced all the albums, and he just knew how to get it right, and so he gets the right appealing things. If you think of Whole Lot of Love, it's just such a simple riff,
Yeah.
and it's the sort of things that particularly like at the time, there were a lot of 14, 15-year-olds listening to Led Zeppelin. And that kind of thing, the simplicity of it, but sound as well and
Yeah.
everything. And I guess it's just like, it's been up and down. When I first got into Led Zeppelin, there was a lot of negativity about the band in the press, and they were kind of...
Yeah, why do you think that was?
Because I think music press, like things like Melody Maker, which I don't think
And
exists
NME,
anymore.
yes.
Yeah, NME's still going, but they just like to think they know better, and obviously there's like the aspect of new music is important. But I guess it's just things come around, don't they? And then
Yes.
you have things like Jack White and the White Stripes, and he's obviously inspired by Led Zeppelin, and that kind of brings it all back together again. And
What do you think about the bands that are on the scene at the moment? Because a lot of them are inspired by Led Zeppelin and other bands like that. Do you think they do? They take note of what they're doing and then try and, if you like, identify certain sounds from it and put it into their own form?
Possibly, yeah. Obviously there's a lot of subconscious influence, and Led Zeppelin were influenced by a lot of music before them,
Yes,
and they were
of course.
probably influenced by music before them.
Yeah.
So some of it's subconscious and some of it's probably conscious. And
what's your favourite Led Zeppelin track?
well, I like them all.
Yes.
Being
an avid fan.
I like
Is there one that particularly means a lot to you?
probably the second album.
Yeah.
The whole second album, I like the sound of that.
Which was?
and,
What's the name of that
and
album?
It's Led Zeppelin 2.
Led Zeppelin 2. Very simple.
But, yeah, and then of course I like all the live stuff because
Yeah.
the flowing of it and
They
that.
always seem to perform very well live, don't they, as a band? Led Zeppelin. They've always given such amazing gigs, and when you see the recordings of them, it was just incredible. Really, not too much different between what they do in the studio as what they do live. But the live just seems to really get their audience, I think. Don't
Yeah,
they?
well, I think just because they were obviously as we were saying earlier, they kind of were sort of first to put things together right and start playing the big stadiums and also getting their share of the money instead of giving it all to the promoters and that.
Yeah.
And I guess they were just kind of riding on a wave. So when you're on stage, you get the energy of the audience.
That's right.
A gig without an audience is no good. So the audience is 50% of the gig. If you've got a good audience, then you really play much better.
And do you think if they did get back together now, do you think they would still have that audience? Do you think people would still come and see them?
Yeah, I mean, there was when they announced the O2 tickets. I think there was something like there was 20,000 tickets, and there was something like 10 million people that applied for them, which was more than the Olympics, I think.
Yeah, I mean that's incredible, though, isn't it? If you think about how long they've been since they've not been together, to think that, and again, why is that? Do you think? Why is it that they've just stayed?
You've got the original fans, which are obviously their age now, and then you've got the probably a second wave and a third wave of fans when the Zeppelin music keeps coming round. So it's kind of all builds up.
And can you think of any band at the moment that's on the scene that
we've seen some good bands here in France?
Yeah, I mean, it's just amazing, and your collection is just incredible. So, happy collecting, because I can't see you stopping, to be honest. And but I look forward to meeting the band a bit later on. So thanks very much, thank you.
Cool.
I think we're going to leave it there on Cuppa TV. Come back and join me in just a minute. Price, and I'm here today with Cuppa TV, and I'm joined by the great band Zeppelin Express. Guys, welcome to Cuppa TV. Hi.
Hi.
Hello.
Lovely to meet you. So introduce yourselves.
I'm Mike.
I'm Corey.
Rosie.
I'm Silva.
And Silva. Excellent. So guys, how did the old Zeppelin Express band get to be who they are? Who put them together? Who put the band together?
Well, basically Rosie and myself. My former band had met its demise, and we've been trying for several years to get a new one together. We put some ads out which Corey responded to back in 2010, and obviously subsequently he's got back with us. And then after moving to France, we met Silva after playing with our other band, Juicy Lucy.
Fantastic. So Corey, that accent isn't English. Where are you from?
United States, California, Redondo Beach.
Fantastic. Oh, Redondo Beach. Don't make us jealous. So you're over here with the tour, aren't you?
Yes, I am.
So whereabouts are you touring? Where's your first gig?
I don't even know.
It's just so rock and roll. I can
That's
tell
right.
you, it's Cuppa TV. So you're with us on Cuppa TV in England on the 23rd of June. Are you looking forward to that?
Oh, very much so.
Yeah, excellent. And Rosie, how about you? Say hi to the cameras.
Hiya.
Hello. So Rosie, what do you do in the band?
I play bass and keyboards.
Fantastic. How long have you been doing that?
Well, I played guitar for 8 years before switching to bass, which was in about 2008,
Great.
and keyboards for about a year.
Fantastic. And we've got a French man joining us today, but he doesn't speak much English, so Rosie, you're going to interpret for us, is that okay?
Yeah.
So, he plays the drum, I believe he's the drummer of the band?
Yes.
So, bonjour! So, you're the drummer of the band, so how long have you been with the band?
Good, everyone.
1 year.
1 year.
1 year.
Fantastic. So you're looking forward to going to the UK to play?
T'as hâte d'aller en Angleterre, Julie?
Yes.
Excellent, brilliant. And Mike, back to you. We had an interview with you this morning. We saw all the fantastic memorabilia that you've got from the Led Zeppelin. Obviously, this is a passion of yours. Is the band just as passionate for you? Is this something you've always wanted to do?
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, I used to walk around with the headphones on, listening to Led Zeppelin in the street, imagining that I was doing it on stage, and eventually I was.
Fantastic. And Corey, how about for you? 'Cause what does it mean to you being in this band?
Everything, just everything. There's nothing that comes before it.
Fantastic. And you're obviously you're going to go to UK, but have you been to the UK before?
No, I haven't.
Obviously, it's the first time. So first time to England, and obviously we're privileged to have you. You're going to be actually doing a live broadcast on Cuppa TV on the 23rd of June. So how are you looking forward to that, Rosie? Are you excited?
Yeah, very much, yeah.
Is it going to be something that you've always wanted to do?
Yeah, I think so, yeah, definitely.
Yeah, fantastic. And where else are you going? Mike, whereabouts are you going? What other gigs have you got?
Well, tonight we're doing a warm-up in an English pub in a village called Cuppa. Tomorrow and Saturday we're playing at the Tetra Rouge for the 24-hour Le Mans, which is a famous bend on the racetrack. We're off to Jersey for Independence Day to do a Saturday and a Sunday afternoon there. we've got one in Le Havre, a few others dotted around.
Mainly northwest France.
Fantastic. Again, I mean, we're here in France, as we said before the break, but is it important to you that you gain, you know, a real sort of access to the UK market?
That's a tricky question.
Yeah.
Well, the UK market's quite oversaturated with bands, and particularly Led Zeppelin tribute bands. So part of the reason the opportunity to come to France was that tribute bands are quite new here. So it hopefully enables us to get a foothold and become the main Led Zeppelin band in France, and then spread out throughout Europe, and then hopefully maybe next year get out to the States.
Yeah, fantastic. And Corey, I should imagine it'd be wonderful to have this band out in America.
I'm the luckiest person I know.
Yeah, oh, that's just great. And what instrument do you play?
I sing.
Sing, fantastic.
A little bit of guitar.
Yeah, there's an image there. I think we all can tell who you are, but you're the image of Robert Plant, so obviously the lead singer. And again, how long have you been a fan of Led Zeppelin?
All my life. Ever since I was a young teenager, it was my dream to be into rock and roll, and Led Zeppelin was my first and favorite band ever.
So really, this is a dream come true then?
Oh, totally.
Yeah.
Without doubt.
And back to the drummer, it's really important to, you know, for you to come over to the UK and play a UK gig as well.
Est-ce que c'est important pour toi d'aller en Angleterre jouer en tant que Français?
Ah oui, parce que enfin je vais le dire en français,
Ouais.
tu vois. C'est le rêve de tout Français en fait, d'aller jouer en Angleterre. Le rock'n'roll en France, il a pas très bonne réputation, donc on a tous le rêve d'aller en Angleterre, aux États-Unis. Mais voilà.
He says that in France, rock and roll is nothing like it is basically in England and America. So any French musician's dream, if they're into rock music, is to get to play in England, basically.
Yeah, fantastic. It is very important, I think, to have your presence in the UK. I mean, obviously, coming from the UK myself, I'd like to think so. Rosie, was it something that you've always wanted to do? Because you did a degree in media, didn't you? So this is something completely different.
Yeah, I've never used my degree in media. I just worked in a record shop, so.
But is this so are you living your dream like Corey?
Well, yeah, definitely. Yeah, I only ever really wanted to play music.
Fantastic. And I mean, what's it like to have your fans? Are your fans really important to you?
The most important thing ever.
Because why are they so important to any band in actual fact?
Because we're trying to spread the music of Led Zeppelin, and I think there's nobody else better to do the job than we are.
Absolutely, that's great. I mean, Mike, do you feel the same?
Yeah, I mean, as I said in the memorabilia section, it's when you've got the audience there, they make the gig. Without the audience, or if they're hardly interested, you just don't play as well. But you feed off the energy that they give off, and they're enjoying it, and then the whole thing just builds up into a big buzz.
It's magic.
Yeah, I should imagine, is playing live, you know, really good for you? Do you enjoy playing live?
That's the best thing
Yeah,
ever.
it's the best thing to do.
Yeah. And how about for you, Rosie? And you know, how is it like for you to play live? Do you enjoy that?
Yeah, definitely. It's the best thing, the most fun you can have, really.
So when you're coming to the UK, we've just announced it. So what are your expectations? Are you looking forward to it?
Well, I know what it's like.
Yeah. Who doesn't? Who hasn't been to the UK yet?
You stalked Jimmy Page's house.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
In February, I cycle-stalked Jimmy Page's house, but I didn't get a chance to see him. But I talked to his neighbor, and he made sure he'd give him my information. So hopefully, someday.
Fantastic. And I mean, you're going to be travelling quite a lot now, actually. So again, are you a very close-knit group? You seem a very close-knit group. Do you all know each other very well and get on very well?
I like to believe so.
Yeah, I guess so.
Again, is that important, Mike, for you, you know, when you put the band together, to make sure you've got the right people in the band?
Yeah, I mean, you've got to be able to get on with people and say what you think and not offend anyone.
Yeah. And we're here in France, as we've already said. What's this music scene like in France?
There's some good bands.
There's some really good bands.
And they're all, at the moment, they're all into English stuff, so they'll try and sing in English and things and do covers of English songs. But it's kind of the same as anywhere, really. They have their own issues with band members and things.
Yeah. So it's the same.
Can I comment on that?
Absolutely.
For me, in February, it was the best experience I've ever had my entire life. Every show was a max crowd, if not more.
The audiences here are great.
The audiences are wonderful.
Really?
Fabulous, yeah.
And do you prefer to play in a smaller venue, or do you prefer to play in a bigger venue, a larger venue?
Both.
It doesn't really matter
Yeah. Don't mind?
with the crowds we get.
Bah, les deux sont intéressants quoi.
He said both are interesting for different
La proximité des gens, c'est.
When people are right up close to you, it's intense, but
Yes.
bigger
Voilà, et
stages.
après les grands espaces avec la technique et tout ça, c'est.
So what is
C'est
the
cool aussi.
future for the Zeppelin Express? Where would you like to be, say, in a year's time?
The Bahamas.
Yes. With a private Learjet bike?
Yeah, that'd be nice. Yeah, our own little starship.
So would you like to see the band go, worldwide? Is that your ambition?
Yeah, it would be great to be able to tour and for several months at a time and visit different countries and
Experience the earth.
Yeah, absolutely. And have any of you got a favourite Led Zeppelin track? I'm going to ask every one of you. So,
T'as un morceau préféré?
Je les aime tous.
Go on,
Ouais, enfin.
yeah. Do you know most people say that, don't they, about Led Zeppelin? They can't really pick one. But can any of you? Can any of you, Rosie? Have you got to pick?
One of them. Oh, that.
Yeah,
Well, there's one, but
it's a cover.
it's a cover,
Yeah.
but it's only on bootlegs. And it's
Ah,
called As Long As I Have You.
okay.
Why was it Garnet?
Garnet
Mims?
Mims, I think,
Ah,
wrote it.
right. Okay. And Corey, how about for you?
Like Sylvan said, I can't do favorites with Led Zeppelin. There's every single one of their songs is a monster smash.
But they're also different as well. It's diversity when you've got things like Fall in the Rain at the end of the last album and then Communication
Yes.
Breakdown at the beginning.
And when the last question, when you're playing, do you actually feel the sense, you're in the music, so to speak? Do you get really into the music?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
it takes a few shows to build up, and
Yeah.
I think from my past experience as well, you can get a bit in the sense of thinking you are the person as well, and it starts to take over you a bit.
Fantastic.
At a past show, during the show, I walked up to Mike and I said, "We are Led Zeppelin."
Yeah.
And he said, "I'm feeling it."
Exactly.
It was the moment.
A moment there. Well, guys, I wish you all the success. I'm thrilled that you're coming to us in the UK as part of your first UK gig, so we look forward to seeing you really, really soon.